Hello, welcome to my channel. I have in front of me a 4-piece all electrical train set. It runs on electricity and not battery powered. I've never really had one before, but as we go into it, we'll look at it piece by piece and put it together and see how it runs. Here we are with our first piece of the set. It is a shipping container. Most of the time we see these full of coal or gravel. They put it in through the top, and then you might be wondering how they get it back out. They don't dig it back out. They will fill it up, and how it's angled down towards the center, they will go over a special track that is spaced right between the boards, and they will open up these little doors and dump the contents into some type of holding container to be moved later. It's got some detailing on it where you can see like the rivets all around it. It's got a ladder on the ends and the sides, a little detailing on places. And yeah, that's the first one. Let's move on to the second one. Here is the second one. It is a cargo wagon. It's closed in, so you can put about anything you want to inside and move it to wherever and take it out. It's got some nice detailing on it. Bottoms and the sides and the front. The top's got a little bit of detail on it. It's got a walkway on the top that leads from the ladder onto the walkway. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Here we are at the third piece. It's the only part of the train that is second to the train itself, and that is the caboose. It has some nice detailing. It's the most colorful one out of the set. It's hollow on the inside, which you'd think they would have put like little seats inside, but I guess you can't have everything. The outside of it looks really nice and detailed. You got a ladder walking up to the walkway, and it goes across. I'm not 100% sure what this is. I was thinking it might be a brake, like if there was an emergency or something, somebody would climb up here and push that down. And then it could be some type of smokestack, maybe, or a ventilation. But if you have no windows, then ventilation shouldn't be a problem. So I was thinking it might be a brake system, because as we know, a train can't stop on a dime, so the more brake power it has, the better off it is. But I just don't know. I remember being really little and being able to get up here on our local train, but they don't have it anymore, because everybody wanted up there to be able to take the train ride and look out and see above everything. So yeah, that's the caboose, and we'll move on to the train. The only other thing I could think that was, since this is a passenger compartment or a wagon, it could be that passengers riding through like the winter time need to stay warm, so maybe there is a fireplace or a oven type thing where you could throw wood into it and keep the compartment warm, and then that's the smoke, where the smoke would come out. But we'll never really know, because it didn't have no detailing on the inside to tell me if it was or not. But honestly, it's your train set, so you can do whatever you want to. You can call it whatever you want to, but that's what I think it was, is a way to keep this compartment warm during the wintertime since it has people inside of it. Anyways, let's move on to the next part, and that's the train itself. Before we talk about the train itself, let's start with the coal trailer, which is this. It's got some nice detailing on it. It's got a little, looks like a little light in the back right here. It's got a little step ladder up to the top. You got a rail so you don't fall off. You got your coal pit with two what looks like shovels or some type of something to maybe push the coal forwards from the top. You got the little latch door right there and the shovel and the little hammer. But yeah, this is the gas of the train, and this is where it's held at. And now for the train itself, it is a steam engine. It's got a lot of nice detailing on it. The wheels move when it's turned on. The only thing I'm really disappointed about is there's no real detail on the inside. It's got this cylinder looking thing here. I think this is the magnet that helps make it go. But it'd been nice to see little switches or something if that would have been farther forwards and they had like detailing inside. But other than that, it looks pretty good. In case if you didn't know how a steam train works, see there's water put into here and it's got all these little things connected into it, valves and stuff for the water to push on. And how it works is they put coal from the trailer into a burner that's right here. It heats up the water and boils it, creating pressure. That pressure builds up and it starts pushing all the things that start making this train go forwards. And then the top is like the relief valve, so when there's too much pressure inside here, it has a place to escape. Otherwise it would just keep building up until it blew up, and nobody wants their train to blow up while they're driving. So that's the basic way of how it works. It was simple but very advanced at the time. And yeah, now we'll move on to the tracks and how it works. Here are the tracks. They're fairly simple with a little metal strip going across it. It basically looks like a train track. The connections to them are really easy compared to like the old trains where they had all that little hooking and stuff. But now you can pretty much just slide them together. If you line them up, you can push them together, and that's how it goes together. On the back side, it's got these little hooks that when they come together, they slide together and they come apart just as easy. So as long as you got everything even, it'll slide into place and it locks in. and you do that to the right to the rest of the tracks. So very simply designed, a lot easier to put together than some train tracks. Yeah. And this is the main piece of the track. This is where you will plug in a cord that will send a little bit of a current through here. Not enough to shock you, but enough to react with the magnet that's inside of this train right here. This is a magnet, and the current reacts with it, forcing it to go forwards or backwards. I don't know enough about it to explain how that works. I know how it works, I just don't know the right words to explain it. Kind of like when I said valves instead of pressure plates in this train. It builds up pressure and it pushes on plates that push other parts that make the train go forwards. And I understand why this works, but I just don't know the right words to make it make sense. But yeah. So you will plug this into a power source. It will put a current in here that will react to this magnet, making it go forwards and backwards. Just like when you put two magnets together, they push apart from each other. It's the same thing this is doing. And it's not pushing it up and off the track. It's pushing it up high enough for it to want to go forwards, and then it goes down the track. And since this current is through the whole track, it forces the train to keep going. As long as it has a power source, it'll keep on going forever. Here is your controller. It's very simple. It's got your speed right here. You can turn it up, turn it down. It's got your forwards and your backwards. It's got your little light to tell you got power. It's about the simplest steering wheel you'll ever have. And like everything else we buy, it's made in China. And then here's your adapters where you plug in your power, and then this one goes to your track. It's even got a picture to tell you in case you don't know which one's which. But yeah, let's put this train together and see how it runs. Here we are. We got our train set track together, and now we're going to see how it runs. It's 24 inches, so it's a 2-foot round circle. As far as how big that circle is, if the camera is the center of the circle, it's a foot in all directions. The only kicker I would say about the tracks is you see the tracks on the back of the box. Does not come with this box. You have to buy extra tracks to be able to do that. And so that's kind of a kicker. I thought maybe those tracks would be in here to be able to make some of these, but they're not. Something extra you have to buy if you want to extend the track or make like a town or neighborhood out of it. But it's a simple little train for a beginner, someone that's trying to get into it. If you're more professional at it, then you've gone way past what this train set is. But if you're trying to get into it, this is a good little train set to start with. But anyways, let's get to the train and see. Our train should be appearing any second now. And there it is. Sorry about the sound. I have the camera right in the middle of the track, so you are hearing all the sound. It ain't really that loud. It just sounds a lot louder because of how close it is to the speaker. But yeah, it's a simple little train. And it goes around in circles. The steam engine train itself, I found a picture online that I think this train is modeled after. I looked it up, but I couldn't use the image because all the images I found were copyright. But I will write above the name of the train that I think this train is modeled after. If you want to check it out, you can. That's about all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I got other videos you can check out, and I plan to do a lot more. So, till next time.